Hello movie monsters, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got 4 movies for you and let's get started. Alright, our first movie is a classic. Surely all the movie monsters know this movie. Welcome to Fright Night. Look, when they have shoot this movie, I was not even a young man, I was a child. Maybe 14 years old, maybe 15 years old. I can calculate it right now, but I was a child. And I've seen this movie at a local VHS, how is it, video store. Yeah, in a local video store. There wasn't DVDs and Blu-rays then. It was VHS types. And when I've seen this cover art, it was very terrifying for me. Look at that. It's not terrifying anymore. It's actually kind of funny right now. But then in 80s, when I was a child, it was very terrifying. But right now it's not. So, as I said, I'm pretty sure you all, most of you, know this movie. But even with that, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to talk about this, okay? Because this is kind of new to me. Because after all that years, in 2019, I guess, I bought this. I ordered this on eBay from England. This version is very beautiful because it has 2 discs, 1 DVD and 1 Blu-ray. It's amazing. And I've seen the movie for the very first time then, after all that years, because I don't afraid of this horror movies anymore after all that years. So, and when I've seen this movie, I thought to myself, oh my God, all these years I wasted time. So, but yeah, now I know that's a beautiful classic, and time to time I'm watching it and seeing new details whenever I watch it, and I'll keep watching it. And also it has a second movie, not better than this one, but it is good too. By the way, this is in the category of horror movies. However, it's also funny somehow. Maybe it wasn't funny then, but now it's, you can categorize this as horror comedy movie. There's some really comedy elements inside this movie. By the way, this cover art is awesome. I didn't mention it. I forgot. I have seen this movie's game on Commodore Amiga 500. Yes. What? That was a glorious machine, man. And the graphics. And after Commodore 64, having an Amiga 500, that was awesome. And I've seen the game of this movie first, before I've seen the movie, okay? And I've seen this cover art while the game was loading from the disc, okay? And I was telling to myself, oh my God, this is really terrifying. And the game was beautiful. I mean, you are playing, acting a vampire in a gothic house and sucking people's blood when you find them in the house, and that was beautiful. And then I've seen the movie VHS tape at the local store, video store, but I didn't watch it. Yes, I was a child and I was really terrified with the cover art. So what I want to say is, I've seen this Fright Night before the movie. I've seen it on a game. Okay, so what is the story here? I won't tell you all the story, but I will just mention a little. There's a young man and he has a neighbor. Also, he has a girlfriend, and he believes that his neighbor is a vampire, and he calls the police. I have a vampire neighbor, and the police came, a detective, I guess. And his neighbor has a servant or someone else in the house, and the detective is talking to him, and he's talking so reasonable, and then the detective is getting very angry with the young man, and he says, if you do this again, you're going to jail, okay? Or something like that. Anyways, but he still believes that his neighbor is a vampire. And then he thinks that, wait a minute, I'm watching a series on a local TV, and there is a vampire hunter there, an old man. Actually, it's a low-budget show on a local TV, and kind of no one watches it, actually. And he finds this guy, this old guy, and he says, look, there is a real vampire in our neighborhood. And the guy says, what are you talking about, man? I'm not a real vampire hunter. It's just a show. It's a part of the show. But somehow he makes him believe that he has a real vampire neighbor. I won't tell you the details. And then they're chasing him. They're trying to hunt him. And the adventure begins. It is awesome. If you didn't see this, you should really give it a try. Just for the cover art. Look at that. It's beautiful. And yeah, this is all I want to tell you about this movie. It's a classic horror movie with comedy elements, and it is beautiful. And as I mentioned before, it has also a second version. I mean, Fright Night 2. That's good too, but we can talk about it in other program, okay? So this is the first movie of today. Okay, let's keep going with the horror movies. Not a classic one. Actually, it's kind of new. Apollo 18. I believe you know that there is no Apollo 18 mission actually in the real life, but they shoot it like, no, there was a mission, but they hid it. They covered it. Okay, so the thing with this movie is, yes, it's a horror movie, but it's not for general audience. I mean, most of the general audience people they will get bored when they are watching this. But for the movie monsters, this is a good project. I like it too much. Why general audience won't be interested in this movie? Because they've made it like they are using the camera technology of 70s. This is happening in 1974 when I was born. And the cameras are that technology, those days technology. Or maybe they just use the new generation cameras, or then they just use the filter to make it look like an 1974 model camera. But it looks awesome. You feel like you're really watching an Apollo mission. So what's happening in this movie? Apollo mission, there are 3 astronauts to go to the moon, and one of them is staying at the orbit in a ship, and the rest of the crew, 2 of them, are landing on the moon, and they're collecting some stones and some samples and everything, and the horror begins. There are a lot of details to talk about. I really want to tell you the details, but so if I do that, there won't be reason to watch it, okay? So it's all about what they have found on the moon and what happened to them. This is a very good idea. It really feels like, wait a minute, did it really happen? I mean, they did it. They really gave it to this movie. I mean, just like, I was really about to believe this happened. So they shoot the movie very wisely. Yeah, I believe in time, maybe in 10 minutes, 15 minutes period, it will be a classic too. I'm already a fan of this. I'm really happy to have this Blu-ray in my collection. I also got the DVD version, but having the Blu-ray is better because you can see more details when you're watching it on a big screen, you know? So you should give it a try. A horror movie, Apollo 18 mission. What happened on the moon? What did they find on the moon? Oh my God. Okay, this is the second movie of this episode. Now, maybe you don't know, but most of my friends know that I am a huge DC Comics fan. I also like the Marvel Comics too, but it's not like supporting a soccer team. You know, I like them both. But maybe DC Comics, yeah, it's more darker. That's why I prefer to watch the DC movies more, I believe. So today I just want to talk about the movie Justice League Flashpoint Paradox. Yeah, of course you know. Everyone knows. Or they do. I mean, Movie Monsters knows. Yeah, okay. All I want to say is that I'm not trying to talk about a movie that no one knows. It's all about, yeah, I like this movie and I just wanted to mention it. Okay, all right. Justice League Flashpoint Paradox. Here the main character is Flash, surely, because the name of the movie is Flashpoint Paradox. But we also have Batman, Green Lantern, Cyborg, and surely Superman. But he's not on the cover art. Why? The strongest hero is not on the cover art, even he is in the movie. Why? You'll understand, you'll see it when you watch the movie, if you haven't seen it before. Okay, what I like with this movie is the animation crew is all Japanese people. And when you see this movie, it feels like you're watching an anime. Yeah, actually it's an anime. I mean, American style anime, okay? And it's so dynamic. The animations are awesome. And it is classic animation. It's not like the new generation 3D animation. It's classic animation. What is the story here? Probably you know, but I'll mention it a little. Flash is, you know, he's fastest man alive in this universe, and he's trying to go back in time and save his mom, and he succeeded. However, butterfly effect happens. I'm pretty sure you know what it is. When you change something in past, everything changes connected to that change. So, yeah, he's coming back and he thinks that everything is all right. Let's see, all right, let's go find mom. But then he realized that he changed the whole thing and the world is in chaos. Why? I won't tell it. If you haven't seen this, I don't want to give you spoilers. And then Flash and the other heroes are trying to fix the time. Actually, Flash himself is trying to fix the time. He realized what he did. Yeah, look, this is more than what I'll tell you, but I don't want to give spoilers about it. But I can tell you this: you will see the alternative versions of some superheroes, especially Batman here. Alternative versions are really cool. Superman, Batman. Superman is not that cool in the alternative universe. But anyways, let's not talk about it. It might be kind of spoiler. Probably you know, but these last year they've finished it, I guess. They also shot the movie version of this project, and it's called The Flash. It's not Flashpoint Paradox. It's nearly the same story. I mean, the main story is the same. Like, yes, Flash is going back in time and trying to save his mom, but the general details are different. Yes, this is not a spoiler anymore. Michael Keaton is in this movie as 70 years old, alternative universe Batman, and we'll have chance to see two Batmans in one movie. I don't know what they have prepared for us. I mean, other surprises like this one. This is not a surprise anymore. It's Michael Keaton is in the movie. But it's not a spoiler. It's actually a marketing thing, I guess. So people will think, wow, look at that, two Batmans. Let's go and see it at the cinema. I believe that version will be good too. I don't know if it will be as good as this one, because this includes a lot of characters. And I don't know if they made it the same way in the movie version too, but yeah, maybe we should consider this two like different projects of one main story. So yeah, hopefully it will make it'll be a good movie. I'll support it anyway because I'm a DC fan, and there will be following movies. Surely they were talking about these days. They were talking about the Flash 2 is already in development, or I don't know, maybe they've just finished the story writing, but it's, yeah, it's in the plan. Even we didn't see the first movie, the second one is in development, or the story is ready. That's so exciting for a DC Comics fan like me. Okay, Justice League, the Flashpoint Paradox. What a beautiful American anime to see. If you haven't seen it, you should surely give it a try. If you have seen it, I'm pretty sure you're a fan of it and you'll see it many more times in the future, like me. Okay, and this is the third movie. Look, I mentioned myself as a movie monster, which means like I know everything about the movies. I know all of them because I'm the monster. But the thing is, after all that years, I still discover some movies that I have never seen before. White Noise. Wait, what? Oh my God. Michael Keaton is here also. Michael Keaton is not Batman here, but he's a father of a family. And this movie is from 90s, if I remember well. Probably you're seeing the year under here right now, but while I'm shooting this video, I didn't make my homework and I don't know which year they shoot this. Now, anyway, look, I didn't see this movie. Seriously, last week I found this in a local op shop. When I've seen the name Michael Keaton there, I paid attention. White Noise. Ah, okay. When I've seen this is a horror movie, now it's interesting. Michael Keaton, horror movie. Interesting. So, I don't know if you have seen this, but I'll mention the story kind of without spoilers. Anyway, here in this movie, I don't know the name of the character, seriously. Didn't do the homework, but let's call him Michael because his name is Michael Keaton. Okay. Michael is a father of a family and he is losing someone he loves. Who was it? I won't tell you. And after the funeral, a man, a foreign guy, comes near him and says, I have connection with the dead people. And the one you have lost, he or she is talking to me. And Michael Keaton gets very angry. This is my saddest day and you're talking about ridiculous stuff and whatever. Actually, he's very cool. He's not getting angry, but he feels like he's angry. Look, I should say that Michael Keaton is very cold-blooded in this movie. I mean, he's nearly not crying after what happened to him. And I don't know. It feels like he didn't lose anyone. Okay? If you didn't see this movie, you'll understand what I mean when you watch it. He's so cold-blooded. Anyways, but in time, we see that he really wants to have a connection with the one who has lost. That day, that was the only conversation between them. But after that, they meet each other somewhere else, and he says, okay, I want to listen to you. So how do you do that? And he brings him to his home and shows the monitors and VHS recorders and everything. And he says that I'm recording their voices and their faces. And he's showing the types. And he's showing the video type of the dead person. I mean, the one who Michael Keaton have lost, okay? Has lost. And then he believes that. And it becomes kind of addiction for him. And he's creating the same system in his house with a lot of monitors and VHS recorders, players, whatever. And he's chasing the ghosts also. And the movie actually starts at that point. And we see that maybe we shouldn't try to connect to other side, wherever it is. And look, alive people is alive, dead people are dead, okay? So maybe we shouldn't dig it so much. That's the main idea of this movie, I believe. Whatever happens to him, has got a lot of horror elements. I mean, it's not that scary. Maybe it was scary in the 90s. Right now, we've seen a lot of projects, and we know that it's fake, it's not real, and it's not really terrifying anymore. But it is a good idea, recording the ghosts or dead people and trying to get some messages from them. It's kind of good idea. I have seen this movie before, and as I said, I found it in a local op shop, and I'm so glad to have it in my collection right now. I checked it if it has a Blu-ray version too, maybe if I can find it. I believe there is no Blu-ray version, but if there is, maybe I can buy that one too and give it a try again. Maybe I can watch it with my friends or whatever. It is a good movie. Not for the general audience, I believe, but most of the movie monsters gonna like it, I believe. Yes, Michael Keaton, the Batman's White Noise is the last movie of this episode. Hopefully you like this episode. I really enjoyed telling the stories of these movies to you guys. So when I have time to shoot another video, we'll see each other again. So for now, thank you for watching and see you soon. Bye.